everyone. My name is Courtney Stein, and I am here today to talk to you about nonfiction titles set during World War II. I have three fabulous books for you today. But first, I wanted to give a little background information. So, obviously, World War II was the Second World War, and it was fought between two sets of powers. So, on this side, we have the Axis powers, who were Germany, Japan, and Italy. And on the other side, we have the good guys, the Allies, and they were Great Britain, the Soviet Union, France, and the United States, or us. So my three books that I have for you today come from a variety of settings. That's why I have my map back here. And the first one is called Symphony for the City of the Dead by M.T. Anderson. I actually credit this book with being my introduction to nonfiction. It's a really special text. I didn't think I would like it, and I fell in love with it, and I hope you will too. So the setting of Symphony for the City of the Dead is the Soviet Union, or the USSR, the Union of Soviet Socialist Republic, which is right over here on the map. Hopefully it doesn't fall. Okay, so this book is it's a biography, actually, a narrative nonfiction biography about Dmitri Shostakovich, who was a Russian musical composer. So he was born before the Soviet Union was the Soviet Union, when it was just Russia, and it was ruled by the Romanov dynasty, which was overthrown in 1918 by one Joseph Stalin and his Communist Party, and the Soviet Union was born. So Shostakovich is most known for his Leningrad Symphony. His life was very much tied up with the city of Leningrad, especially during World War II. It's a very long story, as you can tell from the thickness of the text. So I am now a lover of narrative nonfiction, which is what this book is. So narrative nonfiction is told like a story. So the author will do years and years of research, pull quotes, pull dates, pull timelines, pull everything, and then he or she uses all of that information to create a story. So he takes some liberties, some fictional liberties, but it's all true. It's wonderful. So if you enjoy historical fiction, you'll especially love this book. Okay, so next up we have The Hidden Children by Howard Greenfeld. So the setting of this book, before I get into what it's about, is right up here. Well, let's go from over here. In Western and Eastern Europe. So all of this area over here. There's actually a part that takes place in Russia, but all right here is where this story takes place. So we have countries like Germany, Poland, Switzerland, France, Lithuania, Austria, Belgium. So this book is, so we all know about Hitler's final solution to annihilate the Jews from existence. He hated Jews and he wanted them all dead. So his final solution was just that. So whenever the Jews realized what was happening, they decided to start hiding their children so that they would survive. And so they would hide their children mostly in plain sight, actually, because children, unlike adults, were not required to wear the Star of David on their clothing, so they could not be easily identified. So it was not necessarily easy to hide a Jewish child, but it was definitely easier than hiding an adult. But some children were actually hidden out of sight as well. So some of them were hidden in attics, in basements, in barns, under hay. Like they slept in the forest. It was a good situation. If you were hiding in plain sight, you were most likely in a convent or an orphanage, most often run by Catholic nuns. So you participated in Mass, in prayer time, in all of the sacraments, that sort of thing. You essentially became a fake Christian. But so this book tells the stories of 25 of these hidden children, and there were thousands. There were thousands. So it's actually written in a sort of, I'm going to call it an interview style. So you have exposition where it tells you the dates and what happened, and all of that in chronological order, and then interspersed with the exposition are quotes in italics from these 25 survivors. So it really packs a punch in their own words. Howard Greenfield did not edit them. They are directly from the mouths of these people. This book really is. I had never heard of the Hidden Children before. I guess I just never really thought about it, but this book really brought that to light, and now I'm really interested to know more about them. Okay, so next up, or last up, we have Bomb. I bet you can tell what this book is about. So Bomb, The Race to Build and Steal the World's Most Dangerous Weapon by Steve Sheinkin. So this book takes place mostly all the way over here in, you guessed it, the United States, or us. So mostly in the United States, but also in Norway and Germany in this area, and a little bit in Russia. It is, as you may have guessed, about building the atomic bomb. So the US and Germany were in a race to see who could build it first and who could get it to work. And guess who won? So while the US and Germany over here were in race, you have Russia over here, and they're like, you know what, we don't really have time. We don't have time to build one ourselves, so we're just going to steal it because we're Russia. So this book has all the science, all the spies and the espionage and the deaths and everything you could ever want. And also a large cast of very real characters, because all of these people really lived, because it's nonfiction. But a lot of characters. Sometimes it was a little difficult to keep track, but definitely worth the read. So this book is sort of a hybrid between narrative nonfiction like Symphony and a true nonfiction text where you just have dates and facts spit at you. This one's kind of a combination of that. So I really enjoyed the narrative nonfiction parts, and it was really interesting to see the timeline of everything from the beginning of realizing that an atomic bomb is possible to dropping the atomic bomb. So today, more than just the United States has atomic bombs, as you very well know. So some of the countries who also have them are France, China, India, Great Britain, Israel, Pakistan, North Korea, which is really scary, and of course Russia and us. So I'm actually going to read you an excerpt from this book. It's actually the very last page, but I'm not really giving anything away because we all know how it ended. Okay. The big question is, will any of these bombs ever be used? Most of the world's atomic bombs are still in the hands of the United States and Russia, and while our two countries are not exactly friendly, tensions are far lower than they were during the Cold War. For now, at least, it's hard to imagine a realistic series of events that could lead to a massive exchange of atomic bombs. But other dangers exist. One is the nightmare scenario of a terrorist group, like ISIS, getting hold of an atomic weapon. Another is that an actual government, like the secretive rulers of North Korea, might just be crazy enough to lash out with atomic bombs. Or longtime enemies India and Pakistan could go to war, as they have several times, and this time the shooting could escalate into a nuclear battle. And If you think atomic explosions in Asia wouldn't affect Americans, consider this. A study published in Scientific American in 2010 looked at the probable impact of a small nuclear war, one in which India and Pakistan each dropped 50 atomic bombs. The scientists concluded that the explosions would ignite massive firestorms, sending enormous amounts of dust and smoke into the atmosphere. This would block some of the sun's light from reaching the Earth, making the planet colder and darker for about 10 years. Farming would collapse, and people all over the globe would starve to death, and that's if only half of 1% of all the atomic bombs on Earth were used. In the end, this is a difficult story to sum up. The making of the atomic bomb is one of history's most amazing examples of teamwork and genius and poise under pressure. But it's also the story of how humans created a weapon capable of wiping our species off the planet. It's a story with no end in sight. And, like it or not, you're in it. So, definitely packs a punch there at the end. So, just to recap, we have Symphony for the City of the Dead, which is a narrative nonfiction text on the biography of one Dmitri Shostakovich, who wrote the Leningrad Symphony. We have The Hidden Children, about the Jewish children hidden during Hitler's final solution by their parents so that they would survive. And thousands did. Thousands were hidden. Less survived, but still a great book. And, of course, Bomb, about the atomic bomb. Lots of science, lots of spying and espionage and death, and, of course, bombs. So, there you have it. All right. I hope at least one of those books interests you today. And then, my map. Here we go. And thanks for watching.